Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in this video we are going to understand how to send Google Calendar events notification on Telegram. So are you also using Google Calendar? Then this video is definitely for you. So over here I'm doing the same, and I wish that as soon as a new event is created in my Google Calendar, automatically my team on Telegram should be notified that we have to attend a new event. For this, we are going to create a connection between Google Calendar and Telegram. To create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also wish to learn this process step by step, follow me through the screen. Welcome to my screen. So as you know, in this video we are going to learn how to send Google Calendar events notifications on Telegram. So to do this, I've already opened the landing page of Pabbly simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. It is very easy. So as soon as we'll open the landing page of Pabbly, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month. But I am an existing user, so I'm going to click on sign in right over here. And now it is opening all Pabbly apps. Over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are going to connect different applications. So I'm going to click on access now. And now it is opening my dashboard, and to start with the automation, we are going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to send Google Calendar event notifications on Telegram. And now we are going to click on this button which says create. And now it is opening the most important window of our automation, that is our workflow window. This is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. By this you can understand that the trigger is the commander for the workflow and actions follow the commands. And as you know that we can have only a single commander but multiple followers. So over here we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger. So now I'm going to select my trigger application which is Google Calendar because I want that as soon as a new event is updated in my Google Calendar or created in my Google Calendar, automatically my workflow should be triggered. So I'm going to search for Google Calendar and then we are going to select it. And now for the triggered event, we are going to select it as new event. And then we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that it is asking me to add a new connection or select the existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Calendar account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection and then sign in with Google. And now after selecting my account, it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm going to click on allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on allow because Pabbly is safe. And as soon as we are going to click on allow, you can see that we have successfully connected our Google Calendar account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the calendar. So over here you can see that I have multiple calendars, but I'm going to use this calendar which is named Pabbly only. So I'm going to select same right over here which is Pabbly. And now before clicking on save and send test request, I'll let you know that Google Calendar is a pooling based application and it says this trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So pooling based application means that this trigger will not check for new data instantly. It will take some amount of time to check for new data. And here in the case of Google Calendar, it will take 10 minutes. So this means that as soon as we are going to click on save and send test request, it will instantly capture the response of the latest details updated in my calendar. So that's why first we have to do the test submission and then we are going to click on save and send test request so that Pabbly can capture the response of that test submission. So I'm going to open my Google Calendar and over here I'm going to create an event. So I'm going to create the event for this date which is 11th of July. So I'm going to enter the title as know about automation, and then for the date I'm going to keep it as 11th of July only, and for the time I'm going to keep it as 12:30 p.m. and for the end time we are going to keep it as 2:30 p.m. And now after entering all the details, we can also add a meeting link right over here, but I don't wish to add it right now, so I'm not going to add it, and directly I'm going to click on save. If you wish, you can definitely add the meeting link too. So I'm going to click on save. And yes, you can see that we have successfully created this event, Know About Automation, on Thursday, 11th of July, and the time is 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. So we are going to go back to our workflow, and now we are going to click on Save and Send Test Request, and as soon as we are going to click on this, Pabbly will capture the response of the details updated right over here. So we are going to move on forward, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response of the same. Over here you can see Know About Automation, the time zone. Over here you can see the start date and time. We are going to move on forward, and over here you can see the end date and time too. So now as you can see that these date and time are not in the desired format, I can't add this same date and time in my Telegram message because we cannot understand this time. So I'm going to format this in my desired format. So first for that we are going to move on to our action step. But over here you can see that we have successfully completed our trigger step, and over here you can see that this trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So if you wish to reduce or increase this time, you can go on this three dots, and then we are going to go on set trigger time. And over here you can see that we can increase this time up to 24 hours and reduce it to 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep it as 10 minutes only, and then we are moving on to our action step. For our action application, we are going to select date time formatter by Pabbly because I want to format my date. So I'm going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as format date with time zone. This is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to format the date and the time zone. So now we are going to click on connect. And as you can see that now it is asking me for the date. So we are going to map the date. Mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Calendar as our trigger application. So we are going to map the details from the trigger application only. And as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new event updated. Suppose I'm going to enter the date right over here, demo date, which is this. So this will not change with every new event created because I have entered it manually, and this is a static information. But if I'm going to map it from the previous response, suppose this, so this will definitely change because my previous response will also change. So that's why we do mapping right over here. So I'm going to search for start date and time, and as you can see, start date time, so we are going to map it. And now after mapping the date, we are going to move on for the to format. So I want this format to be this: date, month, year, hours, minutes and seconds. So I'm going to select the same, and now it is asking me for the from time zone. So I am over here in India, so I'm going to select the same Asia Kolkata time zone. So I'm going to select it, and over here for the to time zone also we are going to select the same Asia Kolkata. So I'm going to search for it, and then we are going to select it. And now after selecting and mapping all the details, I'm going to move on forward and click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received the date in our desired format, which is 11th of July 2024, and over here is the time 12:30 p.m. You can see that this is the same time 12:30 p.m. So yes, we have completed this action step successfully, and now we are going to do same for the end date and time also. But now instead of repeating this process again, I'll just clone this step. So for that I'm going to go on this three dots, and then we are going to go on clone step. And yes, you can see that we have successfully cloned this step. And now from this clone step, I'll just replace this start date and time with the end date and time. So I'm going to search for it, and over here you can see. So I'm going to map this. And now after mapping this, I'm not going to change any another detail because I want it to remain same. And again, we are going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see again we have received the response, which is 11th of July 2024, and over here is the new time, which is 2:30 p.m. So this was the end date and time, and as you can see right over here also 2:30 p.m. So we have successfully completed up both the action steps, and now we want to send these details of the event in our Telegram group. So I'm going to add another action step, and now for the action application we are going to select Telegram. So I'm going to search for it, and as you can see Telegram bot, so I'm going to select it. And now for the action event, we are going to select it as send a text message or reply because I want to send this notification on my Telegram group. So I'm going to click on connect. And as you can see, again, it is asking me for the same. So if you have already connected your Telegram bot account with your Pabbly's workflow, you can click on select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, again, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection. And now it is asking me for the token. And now to get this token, I'm going to open my Telegram account. And over here, we are going to search for bot father. And as you can see that we have searched for it, and this is the bot father. So I'm going to open it. And now we are going to click on start. And now it is asking me how can I help. So I want to create a Telegram bot. So I'm going to enter /new bot. So I'm going to enter it and then we are going to send this message. And now it is saying, all right, a new bot, how are we calling it? So it is saying, please choose a name for your bot. So I want the name of my bot as new events. So I'm going to send this. And now it is saying, good, let's choose a username for your bot. So I want the username to be new events PC_bot. So we are going to send this, and it is really important to mention _bot at the end. Otherwise, this will not accept the username. So I'm going to send this, and yes, you can see that it has given me the token and created a bot. So first I'm going to copy this token, and then we are going to paste this same token in our workflow. And now after pasting this token in our workflow, we are going to click on save. And yes, as soon as we clicked on save, you can see that we have successfully connected our Telegram bot account with our Pabbly's workflow. And now it is asking me for the chat ID. So to get this chat ID, I'm going to open my Telegram account. And over here, you can see that this is my chat ID, which is from the hyphen till the number ends. So I'm going to copy this chat ID, and then we are going to paste this chat ID in our workflow. So here you can see in the help desk also it has mentioned that we have to copy the -2. And with this, you have to also keep in mind that you have to select the target group first in which you want to send the message, and then only you are going to copy this chat ID. And after selecting the target group, you have to keep in mind that you have to add the bot which you have created in this group too. So I'm going to add the bot right over here, and then we are going to refresh this. And yes, you can see that we have successfully added the bot, and now I'm going to give this bot the admin access with the help of my Telegram mobile application. And yes, you can see that I've given this bot the admin accesses. And now after doing this, we are going to move on forward in our workflow. And over here, we are going to enter the text message. So I want the text message to be hello team. And then this, we have received a new event from Google Calendar. Here are the details. So as you can see, title, start date and time, end date and time. Let me know if you have any questions in regards. So here you can see that I've left spaces in front of title, start date and time, and end date and time. So because we are going to map this, I have left the spaces. So I'm going to search for the title, and over here you can see know about automation. So I'm going to map it from the response of my Google Calendar. So now after mapping the title, we are going to map the start date and time from the date time formatter result, and over here you can see the same. So we are going to map it. We are going to map the end date and time from the result of our date time formatter. Over here you can see the same, 2:30 p.m. So I'm going to map it. And now after completing my mapping, I'm going to move on forward. It is asking me for the message thread ID and reply to message ID. So as you can see that these are not the required fields, so I'm going to leave it as blank. And now it is asking me for disable notification. So I'm going to keep it as no only. Disable web page preview, I'm going to keep it as no. Allow sending without reply, same, I'm going to keep it as no. Protect content, I'm going to keep it as no. And now it is asking me for the parse mode, so I'm going to keep it as HTML only. Now it is asking me for the button labels and button URLs, so I'm going to leave it as blank. If you wish, you can definitely fill it out. And now after filling all the required details, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And yes, you can see that we have received the positive response that a new message has been sent to our Telegram group. So I'm going to open my Telegram and check that if a new message has been sent or not. And yes, you can see that we have received the new message, hello team. We have received a new event from Google Calendar. Here are the details, the title, start date and time, end date and time. Let me know if you have any questions in regards. So with this, our workflow is successful, and I'll just test the workflow once, and this time I'm going to give you a real-time example. So to do this, I'm going to open my Google Calendar, and from here we are going to create a new event. So I'm going to create this event for 17th of July. And now for the event title, I'm going to keep it as automation and AI. And now after that, we are going to click on add time because I don't want this event for the full day. So for the time, I'm going to keep it as 2 p.m. this time. This is the start time. And then for the end time, we are going to keep it as 4 p.m. And now filling in these details, I'm going to click on save. And yes, you can see event saved. So I've created this event, which is automation and AI, on Wednesday, July 17th from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So as soon as I created this event, Google Calendar sent the details of our submission to our workflow. Pabbly captured the response, triggered the workflow, formatted the date and time in our desired format, and further sent a new Telegram message. So I'm going to open my Telegram, and then we are going to check that if a new message has been sent or not. So this time we are not going back to our workflow and clicking on save and send test request. message. We'll just wait for a few minutes and then we are going to open our Telegram and check that if we have received the new message or not. So now I'm going to open my Telegram and yes, you can see that we have received the new message, hello team. The rest of the message is same, just the title, start date and time, and end date and time has been changed. It is automation and AI, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. and the date is 17th of July. So these are the same details we entered in our Google Calendar. So yes, our workflow is successful and I'll just summarize the workflow for you once. For a trigger application, we selected Google Calendar. For the trigger event, we selected new event. For the action application, we selected date time formatter 2 times because I wanted to format the end date and time and start date and time. And then for the action application, again, we selected Telegram bot. And for the action event, we selected send a text message or reply because I wanted that as soon as a new event is created in my Google Calendar, automatically the dates and the time should be formatted and then a new message should be sent on my Telegram group that we have received a new event. And yes, we were successful with our workflow. Over here you can see the 2 messages I sent during this video with the help of my workflow, and over here are the 2 events I created. Know about automation, 11th of July 12:30 to 2:30, and for the 17th of July automation and AI 2 to 4 p.m. So over here you can see that the details are same too. So with this, our workflow is successful, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video, and for your reference I'll just clone the workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly, you can integrate many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.